This segment brought to you by Abu Garcia. Whether on ice or open water, outstanding fish populations and great fishing attract great attention from anglers. As we have so often observed, if the fish are there, people will come. One happening winter ice option the last decade or so is the walleye fishery of Lake Winnipeg. One of the largest freshwater lakes in the world, it runs 250 miles from north to south, although the present fishing is on the southern basin just north of Winnipeg. Walleyes and big water, what a fine and common combination. The tactics pioneered on Lake Winnipeg have changed the way walleye anglers consider fishing for them. While expansive, the South Basin is relatively shallow, with most depths running less than 30 feet deep. The main target forage, gizzard shad, roam widely, and so do the walleyes, rarely staying in one area for long. Now, anglers can sit and wait, but the most successful tactic is to attempt to stay with the fish or try to get over the top of new schools of fish as the day continues. It's cut and run, you might say, and when the fish move, it's cut and run some more. Lures adapted to this fishing were mostly not considered to be ice lures before this fishery developed. Lipless crankbaits are fished aggressively to attract roaming fish and trigger them once they're called in close. This past season also brought with it the use of lighter spoons that wobble intensely on the lift and lay on their side and flip, flutter, and flash on the fall. It's all cutting-edge presentation stuff that's transferable to other walleye fisheries in North America.
Well, I switched it up there, Roger. I put on a spoon, but it's still a great big water presentation.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the bright the silver and golds on this spoon. You're using a big spoon here, Jeff. Typically, a lot of guys here won't even go that big.
Yeah.
But you're not afraid to go big. You've been here before with the rattling crankbaits and...
Yep, and it kind of applies to that same situation. You got big water, you're trying to attract fish in. That is a fairly sizable spoon, but with these high action flutter spoons, another great option in this venue, isn't it?
That's for sure. I had one fish rush in hard on a rattling crank over there, and he just wouldn't take it today, so I'm also running a flutter spoon as a backup. And it's made a big difference all of this winter, being ready with the throwback lure. But as soon as you throw down a flutter spoon versus a rattling crank, you got to mix it up out here this year. You keep your options open.
Yeah, that's right.
Look how aggressive. He's coming up high. Come on. Oh, there's the hit. Doesn't feel that big. He's a bit of shaking at the hole.
Oh yeah, another nice fish. We just left my hole. Roger came back and popped another one, so they're in here.
Yeah, he came up about 5 feet off bottom and he wouldn't hit it right away.
Yeah.
I just sort of small strokes in front of his nose and finally he went.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
There he goes.
Well, Roger, I just got baited up. You were on a dead sprint over here, huh? And you got one right away. You didn't have time you just grabbed a rod and caught one right there, huh?
Well, just before your fish there, a fish came in on that horizontal crank, rattled him in, but he wouldn't hit, and I had the spoon ready, and it was up above, and I was wanting to get back to see if it had moved at all.
Yeah, and that is a great option. Roger basically introduced kind of the lipless crankbait to the scene. And since then, it's a big water tactic, there's no doubt. Well, but we've been all across the ice belt now and using that bait, and it attracts fish in like crazy. But again, what you're saying here is having another option ready, a throwback lure, is another great tactic, and I think you should be aware of.
Oh, for sure.
Other great fisheries beckon the ice angler. Lake of the Woods and Rainy Lake, for example, where prodigious pike rule the day. Walleyes also beckon, along with crappies, which grow surprisingly large in these infertile waters. These waters also are home to one of the tastiest fish in freshwater, the whitefish, which are particularly high in omega-3 fatty oils. So these feisty fish not only fight hard and are tremendous fun to catch, they're also a particularly healthy option on the table. And let's not forget the lake trout. Meanwhile, along the southern edge of the ice belt, ponds and small reservoirs offer outstanding options. Catfish are standard fare here, along with big bluegills and crappies. The season doesn't last long, but it's an intense affair. Suffice it to say that Wherever ice forms, anglers are on it after ice up. Indeed, ice fishing is one of the most vibrant parts of the fishing world. We have new ice shelters, from single pop-up units like the Clam Fish Trap to larger units like the Nanook, and many more. Beyond sitting in a shelter, incredible winter clothing allows anglers to fish comfortably in the coldest weather. And we've seen a revolution in tackle and technique too, from electronics on ice to tip-ups and ice rods and much more. The ice age is indeed upon us as we slide into another season on the ice.